I've got one of the hawklets in a tree probably about 20 yards maybe away from the nest tree. Actually both hawklets are in this tree. I came out this morning, they were both there. So they're both definitely fledged. One of them had certainly fledged as of a couple of days ago. And the other one I suspected I had, but hadn't managed to catch them both visible off the nest at the same time. But this morning they're both in this tree. The other one is kind of harder to see, but there's a decent view of this one. And just seems to be sitting and preening. But at least this is confirmation that both hawklets have fledged. Suspect they'll probably be around for another month or so. I'm just waiting to see if there's any other activity. It's about 8 a.m. right now, so there's a possibility of a food delivery sometime this morning. I haven't seen the adults around, so they may well both be hunting. I haven't got a good feel right now yet either for gender for either of these two. It would be nice to... I haven't had a really good chance to get them both right next to each other. There's no definitive way to tell whether they're male or female. The only way to take a good guess at it would be to see their size. And compare them to the adults if that's possible, but I haven't got a real good comparison yet, so I'm not sure if these two are male or female. And here's the second hawklet, somewhat higher up in the tree. And just looking, it's hard to tell when they're in different distances, but this bird strikes me as a bit stockier and heavier than the first one. So if I had to take a real guess at it right now, I would say the first one is more likely to be male, and this one seems more female-like to me. But it's just an educated guess. I have seen some short flights around the immediate nest area. So the first one that fledged seems to be developing some decent flight skills. But it'll take a while before they can really fly like an adult Cooper's hawk. It may just be the light in this part of the tree, but this bird seems to have much darker streaking on the throat. The fledgling coopers have kind of almost like a bib, a kind of rusty bib on their throat, which you can see. And this one seems to be quite heavy and dark compared to the other one. I just heard a kick from the adult male and an alarm call from some passerine over in the trees off to the right. So there might be food around, might be a food delivery. Where they'll go for it, I'm not sure. Often at this stage, the adults might bring the food to the nest and use that as a feeding platform for a while. Or they might just wait for the young ones to go to and pick up the food themselves. But I suspect at this stage, because they haven't been fledged for very long, it would be more likely to be the former. Yesterday evening I saw them both on the nest, and they both had visible crops on them. And there was an adult nearby, so I suspect there had just been a food delivery and a feeding at the nest. This young one is looking over in the direction where the male was calling. So we'll just have to see if maybe they show up with something. And now I can hear a little bit of whistling, although the camera mic may not be able to pick it up, which is the hawklet's food begging call. So I'm sure they're aware that adult is there and they're hoping to be fed.